Okay, so the floor plan that was just created was this one, which I used the rectangle to create. I just want to show you before we move forward that you'll want to do save as. You can name it floor plan one or whatever you want to call it. And you can create a new folder if you want and call it FBM 140 or whatever you want to call it. And then I'll say okay. And then I'll say save. So now my floor plan one can be saved into my new folder that I made. Okay, so this was one example. Another example would be to, if you're in the Smart Drawer program, anytime you click on this icon, it brings you to this screen. If you click on more documents, you can see these are the floor plans. So this was the floor plan that I just created. This was another one that I had in there. And then this is, we're going to learn elevations. So again, if you come down to floor plan residential, you click floor plan, you're just going to open up. Now, if you did not want to pull out the rectangle and wanted to actually do your own measurements, again, first make sure that you're in architectural. 1/4 of an inch equals 1 foot, which should be the default. So you shouldn't have to change that. Just make sure you're not on metric because it'll mess up your numbers. If you want to draw your space, you can click add single wall. And then you can simply draw your line 16 feet, 5 inches. So it's, oops. If you click down like that, it's okay. Just click undo. Or you can delete it if I get my select tool. So just, you can delete it with the select tool if you did that. So now I'm clicking on this line again with my select tool. Click, and then I'm going to change this measurement to 5 inches because it's 6 feet, 5 inches. So that will give me that first line. Then I'll go back to add single wall and I will draw the line to the left, and that is 13 feet, 7 inches. So if you can't get it exact, which you can see it's hard to get, then you'll just go back up, you'll click the select, you'll click on it and change it to 7 inches. You'll have to do it again to add the next wall, which would be 16 feet, 5 inches. Again, you'll have to click select. So in this particular situation, pulling out the rectangle was an easier process. I'm just showing you both options. So if you were doing another space and needed to be able to draw the walls, you would be able to do so. So now I have the same rectangle that I would have gotten if I just pulled out. You want to click the select tool just so that it stops the add drawing walls tool. So if we would have pulled out the rectangle, you can see that that gave us a similar situation, which we could then move to get our measurements. This is actually much quicker because right there we would have, oops. Okay, so this basically gives us our same 16 feet, 5 inches, 13 feet, 7 inches. So this is actually, oh, okay, this is, so just be careful because this is 16 feet, 5 inches, including the door. So since we don't want the door, if we delete the door, then we click on this space, we can move it to 16 feet, 5 inches. So I just want to show you the two different processes. So that would be drawing it using the add single wall tool. This would be just pulling out the rectangle to start from that box, which is obviously easier. So I'm going to repeat the process again, just so that you have a reference. So what you're going to want to do is go to your doors and windows. If this is not here, you'll click on the 3 lines. You will click on more symbols, and then you will scroll down. Your doors and windows is under furniture. If you need living room furniture, which is where the fireplace is, then you want to go to living room and say okay. So that'll add that in. So I'm going to repeat the process again, and I'm going to just close this for now because we need our space, our wall opening. So I'm going to pull out the wall opening. Again, if you simply click it, you can type 30 inches. This should be 1 foot 8 inches because that would equal 20 inches. So that completes this wall. We have a 30-inch opening. The next thing I want to do is create this 6 foot 3-inch opening. So I will take another spacer out. It's going to rotate. I'm going to change it to be 6 feet 3 inches. I'm going to say okay. I need this to be positioned at 3 feet 7 inches. So I'll just change this to 7 inches. Say okay. So now our left wall is complete. Next step, I need the 2 windows. So again, in windows and doors, we'll just pull out the windows, and we want it to be 24 inches away. It's already 3 feet or 36 inches, so we don't have to change anything with the window size. If you needed to, you just click and change the number the same way we did for the walls. I'm going to pull out another window, and that one needs to be 5 feet 6 inches. So it's hard to get that number. So I'm just gonna click and change the 4 to a 6 so that I have the correct measurements. So now I have my 2 windows. So I have 3 of the 4 walls done. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create the fireplace. So the fireplace was under living room. So I'm going to go to living room, pull out my fireplace. Again, to rotate it, make sure you get that spinny circle up above the information I, and then just spin it until it's straight, put it into position. We need to measure the distance of 5 feet. So we're going to go to the measure distance tool, click, drag to 5 feet. Click on the fireplace to move it over into position. I'm going to measure 15 inches. So measure the distance, 15 inches. And this is so that I get my opening in the right position. Okay. So the next thing I'm going to do is get another wall opening. I'm going to just change it before I put it on the wall to 30 inches. And then I'm going to drop it into position. Just use my arrow to shift it over. And now I have completed the floor plan. I'll just delete this actually. It might be a little bit tricky. Actually, wanted to zoom in, but I'm not seeing my zoom. So if we clicked on this, we can delete that. Okay, it should delete. Okay, perfect. So this is our floor plan. So make sure that you save. So you want to be on home, and then actually you want to be on file, save as. This is floor plan 1. So you can put it into your folder that you made, say save, because my name is the same. It's asking me if I want to replace it. I do. And that is how you would create your floor plan in Smart Drawer. So I'll do a separate video for pulling out the furniture as well. So I'm gonna stop now.